Welcome back to the Scout Report on TF3, where we take some of the biggest transfer rumours of the week and we look beyond the headline, guys. We're talking stats, we're talking analysis, and who better to join me to do so than the one and only Dave O'Brien, aka Statman Dave. Dave, welcome.
Today, sponsored by Corona, but there are other good beers out there.
There are, but Corona, if you want to give us tons of money to sponsor this show, then I'm all for it, to be honest. Dave, we are here to talk about Antoine Griezmann, of course, long rumoured to be joining Manchester United apparently this week. They've agreed personal terms. It's getting closer. Apparently he's going to potentially join in the summer for £85 million. Putting aside Ed Woodward's negotiating skills, why are your team potentially willing to splash such a huge amount of cash on this player, Dave? You are the stat man. Hit me with some stats.
Well, firstly, I think Antoine Griezmann, what he'll bring to Manchester United is goals. In a team this season that have struggled quite a lot, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been the key man in front of goal, and the rest of the team aren't really contributing. What Antoine Griezmann, what he'll bring is 52 goals in 96 games over Atletico Madrid. His chance conversion, absolutely incredible at 22%. If we're looking at elite forwards in Europe, the chance conversion raises from about 15% to 25%. Griezmann at the top of that. But what he'll also give is great work rate for Mourinho and a great attitude to the game. You think about how he's led sides in an attacking sense over the last 12 months. First up, France to the European Championships finals. His goals got them there. And of course, Atletico Madrid before that, getting them to the Champions League final, but unfortunately not pushing them over that final hurdle. And what he'll give, Mourinho great flexibility in attack, can play as a striker, can play as a second striker, can play on the left-hand side, can play on the right-hand side. A perfect forward for Mourinho.
Oh, I like it, Dave. You've made a good case. I like the versatility. I like the accuracy, the finishing in front of goal. I can see why Manchester United are potentially trying to sign him. But let's say you're Jose Mourinho next season. You've brought in Antoine Griezmann. You've splashed the cash. Where exactly are you playing him in this team? Where does he fit in at Manchester United?
Well, it's quite an interesting one. Obviously, United this season have played a 4-3-3 with Michael Carrick holding in midfield, Ander Herrera to the right-hand side and Paul Pogba to the left-hand side. And then the three forwards have been interchanged in a way. Zlatan has been the man through the middle, but then there's sort of those wide areas. We've seen Martial, Mkhitaryan, Rashford, Lingard, Rooney, Mata play there. But nobody's really grabbed the shirt and said, that is my position, that is my spot in this team. So potentially if Griezmann comes in there, he could play as the striker if Zlatan isn't fit, or Mourinho wants to go with a slightly different approach to the game. He wants pace instead of Zlatan's trickery and physicality. Or potentially in those wide areas, he's played on the left-hand side or the right-hand side for Atletico in a 4-3-3. One of the good examples of that was the Champions League final. Atletico switching to that system after going a goal down, Koke bossing the midfield, but Griezmann doing some really good work on the right wing. So he could play there, could play on the left. But I think what United would do if they signed Griezmann would play him in his favourite position as a second striker. So United would completely clear out the formation. The 4-3-3 would become a 4-2-3-1. Mourinho would go with two holding midfielders, potentially Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba, or if they bring somebody else in there to partner Paul Pogba, someone like William Carvalho would be perfect. Then those three forwards, Antoine Griezmann sitting in the middle, probably Martial on one side and Mkhitaryan on another behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That is so much attacking potential and goals. United have struggled this season with converting their chances. Only Sunderland and Southampton have converted fewer shots on target as a percentage than Manchester United. United have only converted 14% of their shot on target. United have only converted 14% of their shots on target, which is absolutely rubbish. You look at Griezmann over the last 3 years in La Liga, he's scoring 36% of his shots on target. So statistically, tactically, this makes massive sense for Mourinho.
As you said there, Manchester United having trouble scoring goals. They are actually the lowest scoring team in the top 6 in the Premier League this season, so it all makes sense. I like it, Dave. He's talking where he could fit into the team. Do you think it could potentially spell the end for any players at Manchester United? We've seen rumours about Wayne Rooney moving on to China, filling in that role behind the striker. Maybe even Anthony Martial, who's had his problems with Jose Mourinho this season.
I think Anthony Martial coming into with Griezmann coming in and Anthony Martial in the side, I feel that French connection could really work. A lot of interchange of the positions. Griezmann could push out wide left. Martial could become the second striker or so forth. And also Paul Pogba. That's quite a nice little triangle on that left-hand side of players that know each other, played football with each other at international level, but also will at club level now. And I feel that that'll be, I think that Anthony Martial won't leave the club, but Wayne Rooney is the guy that Griezmann is coming in to replace for me. Rooney is out the team Griezmann is coming in. You're massively upgrading Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney that has struggled and stumbled to this 250 goals at Manchester United. Griezmann would instantly improve that output, and United will be a better side as a result of that in a defensive sense, but also in an attacking sense.
Let me throw a curveball, Dave. What about the fact that, a lot of people are familiar with transfer rumours, transfer gossip? Sometimes they come out of nowhere. Sometimes they do have a little bit of substance to them. Sometimes it's the agents, trying to drive up a bidding war, maybe trying to get their client a new contract. That's how some of these things work. We're talking about Manchester United potentially being in, potentially Atletico Madrid signing a new contract, may seem unlikely. What about a potential another option he could go to? What about Real Madrid? I've heard rumours, Dave. I've been hearing them down the grapevine that they are going to try and sign Antoine Griezmann. Talk to me.
That would be a very interesting move. You can consider that front four, especially they've been linked with Aubameyang as well. Imagine Aubameyang as the striker, Gareth Bale on the right-hand side, Ronaldo on the left, and Antoine Griezmann as an attacking midfield. That is so fast. That is just a lightning counter-attacking system that would blow teams away. But
I can see it on FIFA next year. I can see it on FIFA already.
Yeah, that is a dream on FIFA. But what Zidane has done this season, very much, he's played a three-man midfield. Casemiro, Modric, Kroos. That's his favourite three. When they're fit, that is the starting three. And that gives great balance. You've got Casemiro in there to break up the attacks, to destroy people, to just boss the show. Then you've got Modric's guile and his ability on the ball and ability in that final third. And then you've got the control of Toni Kroos. I just feel that he's found a really good system there. Whether he plays a 3-5-2, which he has tested this season, or the 4-3-3, that's kind of what I see with Zidane. But he has kind of moved to the 4-4-2, putting Ronaldo as a striker next to Griezmann. So putting Ronaldo next to Benzema, and I just don't think it's going to fit, Adam. I just don't think it's the right signing for them right now. Centre-back, maybe. That's what they need to go for with Rafa Varane, Ramos, and then Pepe probably leaving. They could probably get a third centre-back in there to be competitive.